to the Metalben and Mean Mike show.
With
With
damage.
that's right, we got Mr. CEO motherfucking Ryan Arnold from Damage Incorporated in the motherfucking house. So
We have
tonight.
we have Metal Ben Vice President.
Vice President.
And we have the board of directors. Mean Metal Mike.
Board of directors. There we go. We got who do we got in the chat here? Oh, we got Zach Labith in the chat. We got Metal Piano Music in the chat. Welcome, man, and it's good to see you guys here. Now, I thought of a new concept here. I haven't seen it done here on YouTube. Now, everybody, there's top 10 album rankings, whatnot, top 10 perfect albums, and usually when it comes to the top 10 perfect albums, to me, it's usually the same albums mentioned: Master of Puppets, the first Boston album, Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah,
Everybody knows these freaking albums. Now, naturally, they're classics for a reason. But you know what? I felt like being different with this. And this is going to be top 10 underrated perfect albums, in our opinions. So, each of us collectively have picked 10 albums. Our lists are definitely going to be different. So, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy this first episode of this, because this could actually become a series if it goes over well. All right, so without further ado, I will let Ryan Arnold begin first with his number 10. Now, these are not, before I move on here, these are not in I can't talk. These are not in chronological order here. So yeah, it's not like 10 to 1, It's just, 10 albums that we picked in our collections that we feel are perfect albums. But anyways, I'm done bragging. Let's move on to Mr. Ryan Arnold with his number 10.
Yeah, like you said, these are going to be in no order. I'm glad he picked me first, because to me, I was struggling, because outside of the ones that are pretty obvious that everybody who has seen my channel, you know the ones that are pretty obvious when it comes to me and when my perfect albums, yada, yada, yada. But it was a lot, when I saw the title and he said underrated, it was a little bit more trickier. I instantly had 4 albums to start off, because I had less than half. And these first 4 I'll mention are, and when we go around, are obviously in the beginnings of the early to mid 2010. So the first one that instantly sprung to mind that I do think is perfect. It is an EP. And at some point I am going to talk about this band at some point in a mini retrospective. The band in question is called An Abstract Illusion, and the EP, and I don't have, these first 4 I don't have. At least half of them I don't have. This is one of them. Abstract Illusion's debut EP, even though it's a long EP. It's almost 30 minutes. Atonement is nigh. And I think I discovered these when I was looking for bands that were more like Winter Sun-esque in some way. But, and I think one of those people mentioned this band. And I checked them out. I think I ended up buying them. I have them on my iTunes and stuff on my phone. Bought them legitimately on there. At 30 minutes with 2, I think the last 2 tracks are around 7 minutes, but the opener, I believe it's called The Sun Will Bleach All Bones, is 16 minutes long. And, woo!
Nice.
I absolutely fucking love it. I wish I could have it on CD. Maybe at some point I will, but the EP in itself, 30 minutes, it is kind of full-lengthy, but it's considered probably a long EP, unlike Soilworks or Wisp of the Atlantic. I don't think it's perfect. I like it. I don't think that's perfect. That's not on here, though. But Atonement is nigh. And in some cases, their next album, Illuminate the Path, I don't have it on here. It's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. Are great, but I instantly think this was the first thing that immediately popped in my mind when I thought underrated perfect albums. So yeah, Atonement is Knife. If you're into that, I guess that epic-y, folky, progressive style, it's kind of more in the vein of like, I think I mentioned it's like Opeth a little bit, like old school, I guess late 90s, all the way to My Arms Are Yours or something like that, all the way to Watershed. It's awesome, and I dare say, check it out. So
Cool. Interesting. All right, me Metal Mike, you're number 10?
We're going all the way back to 1968.
Ooh.
Moody Blues, In Search of the Lost Chord.
Interesting. It's a good classic.
Underrated classic. I'd say an obscure classic. Very, very odd album. Has some dark moments, has some light moments, has some very light moments. It's a fucking good album.
Nice.
And I'm not much of a Moody Blues guy until I started listening to that album.
Yeah, that one is a good album. I definitely agree. I forget though. Is that the one that has Nights and White Satin on it? Or was that that's the album before it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, my aunt saw the Moody Blues like 6 times. She got me into the Moody Blues. So
nice. Yeah, I heard her amazing live.
Yeah.
From people I've talked to who have seen them live, I heard her very good live.
So that's my number 10, guys. Moody Blues.
All right, cool. Well, obviously I'm going to go more to the old school metal side of things, probably more in my list here. And, well, for my number 10, I just think this is absolutely amazing. A very underrated album, and it's definitely a perfect album. I'm talking about Hellstar, Nosferatu, which came out in 1989. Oh my god, on Metal Blade Records. This freaking album's just a masterpiece. I mean, what can I say? I mean, the dual guitar leads on this thing are absolutely amazing. They go neoclassical at times. You can hear Merciful Fate like into playing. At times, they almost go thrash, but not quite thrash. Just excellent American power metal. James Rivera, definitely an amazing vocalist. Definitely the Ronnie James Dio of American power metal. You know.
Yeah.
Or my friends from Texas call him the. Yeah, my friends from Texas call him the Mexican Dio, because he has an amazing range. I mean, his voice is absolutely incredible. And, Hellstar just put out a new album this year, actually. I still need to get it. I did hear a little bit of it. 61 years old, I think he is now, and he could still sing like he did back in 1985, 86, 87, 88. But yeah, Hellstar, Nosferatu would be my number 10. Just an incredible album, incredible musicianship, very underrated. I recommend anybody who's never heard it to check it out. All right, so we're up to number 9 right now.
All right. Another one, it kind of in a similar vein. And when I instantly thought of this, because some of these are bands that are like maybe 1 or 2 out. Like some of them, not all of them. Like a couple of them. This one's another one, and this one's kind of another obvious one. From 2013, Echoes of Battle from Kaladin Brew.
Great.
Basically takes summoning, combined with some folky, like maybe some Winter Sun or On Severo or something like that. That maybe even some Doom, because I believe one of the guys in this band, I don't know which one, but I think he was in Visigoth. I'm sure Ben heard of him. Calvin
Yep.
Group only did one album, Echoes of Battle, which I believe is kind of, I think, based off a book or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
A book or something like that. But if it is, it's kind of, that's the reason for it. They're like summoning, but it's like summoning, but better. Way better.
Yeah.
I even did.
I would
didn't
agree.
want to talk about much about it because you already did a retrospective for them, which y'all can go and check out, by the way. But I had to put this on here because I instantly think when I think underrated perfect albums, Echoes of Battle from Kaladin Brew comes to mind instantly.
Yeah.
And
It's an incredible.
I would instantly also think it would probably be number one on my list but I wanted to go in order of what I have at the top, the bottom, and stuff like that. So yeah, Kaladin Brew, Echoes of Battle.
So if I remember correctly, that album came out in 2013.
Yeah,
Or was
2013.
it That's what I thought. I do have it on CD. I probably showed it in past videos.
Yeah,
That's an incredible album. That's definitely one of the best atmospheric black metal albums ever made. Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely an underrated perfect album. Like I said, summoning, but better.
Yep, I agree. It's definitely a lot like Summoning, but yeah, I think there's a lot more atmosphere. Well, yeah, there's a lot more to it compared to Summoning.
Yeah, there's full and there's some doom in there, basically. So it's a lot.
Right,
it's
yeah.
Summoning, but like I said, add some stuff to it and make it a little bit more better.
I agree. All right, now we're up to Mean Metal Mike and his number 9.
We're going to 1972 from a favorite person of mine, Mr. Frank Zappa.
Ooh.
And we're going to the 1972 album, Waka Jawaka.
Waka Jawaka.
And what can I say? It's a perfect. Okay. If you like flutes, if you like horns, if you like odd bongo drumming, if you like weird loose bass playing, if you like banjos with some rock thrown in, this is a good album. That's all I can say. It's a very weird, perfect album. If you're into that stuff. If you're into that stuff.
Yeah, Frank Zappa definitely had some out there music. Some off the wall music indeed. Definitely not for everyone.
Nope.
All right, I guess we're up to my number 9, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just actually talking to Ryan Arnold the other day about this band, maybe a week ago or so now. My number 9, as I was really going through and really thinking about it, I used to listen to this freaking album religiously when I first got it. It's a freaking classic to me. It's very underrated. But I'm going with a band actually from Pennsylvania here, not very far from where I live at. They're called Believer, and their second studio album, Sanity Obscured. Perfect album, in my opinion. Man, this band was just incredible on those first 3 albums. This one, though, has some sentimental value with me. It was the first one I ever heard. I bought the cassette for $1 way back in the day, and this album's incredible. I mean, this is definitely a mixture of like thrash metal with progressive metal, maybe a little bit of death metal at times. But man, the riffs on here are absolutely incredible. The opening track,
Yeah.
Sanity Obscured, incredible. Like it begins with like a little, I forget what kind of keyboards they go. Yeah, it's weird. It begins with like one of those little, I can't think of what the fuck they're called right now, but like kind of like a nursery, kind of like a little nursery rhyme type of keyboard beginning. Then it gets into like pure heaviness. And the time signatures on here are definitely way ahead of its time, in my opinion, when it comes to the playing. Very progressive, like I said, you know. I mean, you get a lot of thrash on here too. mean, Wisdom's Call's an incredible track. Now the track I should mention on here, to me, the track that basically led the path for symphonic metal, Die Iraes, is the track Days of Wrath. One of the first metal songs probably ever written, well, when it pertains to this style of metal, that has orchestrations behind it. Way ahead of its time. Definitely check it out. I mean, this is basically, where symphonic metal pretty much came from. Bands like My Dying Bride, Nightwish, even the black metal bands like Dimmu Borgir, Emperor, Cradle of Filth, whatnot. Mm-hmm. Symphonic metal. Yeah, this track right here to me pretty much began it. Die Iraes, Day of Wrath. And this came out back in 1990. I mean, it's incredible to think about it because, this band was already thinking like way ahead of its time before, a lot of other bands were that started out playing just straight up thrash, But yeah, incredible album. Believer, Sanity Obscured. At my number 9, I definitely recommend this. Way ahead of its time. It still sounds great and fresh 31 years later. All right, now we're up to number 8.
All right, I'm keeping on the progressive or kind of symphonic train. Another one I don't own. From 2014, Citadel from Ne Obliviscaris. A straight broad progressive death metal. A violin, obviously Tim Charles, violinist, and then you get, at the time of this album, 2 left-handed players, one on guitar, one on bass, which was really pretty freaking cool. And I also think I should have had Portal of Eye on here, the debut, which I also think is perfect. But I wanted Citadel because that's more perfect. I mean, Patrons of the Tempest, and then Devour Me Colossus, which basically serves as the title track that they mentioned. Mm-hmm. Citadel on there, and I think Eric or something like that. But combined, I think Patrons of the Tempest is the longest song they've ever done. I think around over 20 or so, some odd minutes. Obviously, it's like progressive death metal, kind of like Opeth or something like that. Maybe some Winter Sun in here and there. Definitely from start to finish, definitely a perfect album. I can't say about the album after that, Earn, which is half and half, but Citadel to me, perfect. In prog, death metal, you're into that stuff, definitely check it out.
Interesting. Cool. All right. Mean Metal Mike, number 8.
Well, I have to go with a Beatles album, Rubber Soul. Rubber Soul. An album that probably doesn't get talked about much, to be quite honest. I think it's underrated. Heck, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's where they went kind of more folky, if I'm right. Mm-hmm. They were trying to break away from the Britpop stuff around that time.
Yeah. Plus, I kind of like how it's written, like Rubber Soul. I like the lettering on it looks kind of cool. So, hey, I give it a thumbs up.
Well, never been the biggest Beatles fan, but there's a track on that album I absolutely love. Norwegian Woods. I think that's the title of it. Yeah. Really cool.
You wanna know what they were singing about?
I'm pretty sure it's something to do with LSD. If I were to guess, I can't remember. Go ahead.
Shrooms.
Or shrooms, yeah. I could definitely see that. All right. Before I go
All
to
right.
my number, yeah, we're
Go
up to
ahead.
number 7, right? Okay.
Got anyone in
Wait, wait,
chat?
wait, wait. No, no, no. I'm wrong. I got to do my number 8 yet.
Yeah.
Anything else on Rubber Soldier Mean Mike?
Nah, it's a good album. That's all I can say.
Yep. God damn, that album's 56 years old now. Holy cow. Anyways, looking at the chat here real quick. We got Speed King here. What's up, Speed King? We got Metal Man in the chat. Hi, Metalheads. Salute, cheers, hello. How's it going?
Hello.
All right, my number 7, or oh yeah, I'm still on number 8. What am I thinking? See, I'm
Give
getting
him another drink. Crowd says
Have another
drink, drink.
Right. I haven't even finished my dude. I haven't even finished my first drink yet. Anyways, coming in at number 8 for me, I went the black metal route for this one. And if anybody knows me, this is my favorite black metal band. I'm talking about Emperor. It's going to be very hard to make out the cover. Anthems at the Welcome Dust. Which might be weird because my favorite Emperor album is 9 Equilibrium. Or 9 Equilibrium, excuse me. But to me, this is a 10 out of 10 album too. So in a way, they could be tied, like literally. This freaking album is absolutely incredible, man. I mean, my goodness, the playing on here. I mean, thinking too at the time, these guys are in their early 20s, late teens, maybe at this point. I mean, goodness, the playing on here is absolutely incredible. The atmospheres are awesome. The orchestration's on here. Now, this to me, this is symphonic metal done right. It's not oversaturated. It don't sound mainstream, you know. It still has the grim black metal feel to it. But man, the orchestrations, man. I'm telling you what, man. Like those first 4 Emperor albums, dude, they're literally like a soundtrack going through hell. Like taking a journey through hell. That's what these albums feel like. I mean, also, too, there's a darkness to it, too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're out in a forest, you know, on a moonlit night, just trapped out there, you know, in the mountains of Norway or something, you know. It's got that atmosphere to it. Yeah, great atmosphere. Amazing instrumentation on here. And what more could be said? Isham, to me, is he's a fucking genius when it comes to music. I mean, you know, the leader of Emperor, he's absolutely incredible. He's basically the one that wrote all the orchestrations. An incredible guitar player. He's still putting out music to this day. I mean, nowadays, he doesn't really play straight up black metal. It's more progressive nowadays. There's even some jazz fusion in the stuff he does on his solo work nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, incredible album. 10 out of 10. It's a black metal classic. Anthems to the Welcome Dust. Hey man, what more could be said? Now we are down to number 7 here.
Alrighty. The last one that I thought of instantly from the 2010s, and it's a 2016 album. A 2016 triple album.
Ooh,
From my
triple album.
rock band. Gandalf's Fist, The Clockwork Fable. Take notes, Dream Theater, or stay out of prog rock. These guys did it way better. It's a triple disc album, rock opera, and it's way better than The Astonishing.
What was the name of the group again?
Year.
Yeah, what's that name again?
Yeah, what's the name again?
Gandalf's Fist, the Clockwork
Gandalf's
Table.
Gandalf's Fist.
Yeah,
I like it. I like that name. Sounds kind of
I
cool.
believe they're an English, like they're a great UK-based prog rock band.
Oh, it's gonna be good then. Oh, it's gotta be good then.
Genesis, yes, Pink Floyd, all those kind of bands.
If it's
I heard
British, it's
something.
gotta be good.
Album,
Yeah.
and I dare say it's way better than The Astonishing. Way better.
Yeah.
The first 2 discs alone that I've listened to, way better. And I have to put that on because that's I dare say it's an underrated perfect album. It's a triple album. I dare say the best triple album I have ever heard. Way better than Skamash, Triangle, and Squall of the Sun's Songs from the North 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, definitely check them out if you're into the prog rock stuff. I know you might check that out, Mike.
I might.
You love prog rock and stuff, but there you go. I just told you about a new prog rock band from England that's modern. But there you go. There's my 4th, well 7th, but in no order.
Interesting. All right, Mike, I guess you're up again, bro.
Before I do that, tonight's advertisement is brought to you by Coors Light.
Cheers to that.
So, where are we, number 7?
And also Jägermeister.
Nice. Number
So
7.
cheers to everybody out there.
We're going to the year of 1985 with a metal band called Exciter. With an album with an album called Long Live the Loud.
That's a great album, man.
Great album. Told you, I'm thinking outside of the box.
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent album.
Excellent band, too.
Hell yeah. They're still going strong today.
What more could be said about that album? I love the album art cover. Album art looks sick.
Oh my god, it's awesome, yes.
That's my number 7, Exciter. Get excited, fuckers.
Hell yeah, just straight up fucking speed metal right there, man. Killer band indeed. All right, my number 7, and I was just playing this in my vehicle about 2 weeks ago for like a week straight. But it's an incredible album. Again, it's a black metal album. At times I get in mood for black metal music. Now, this band gets a lot of hate in the black metal community because they're not cult enough, or they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, they're not necro sounding enough or whatever, or a lot of people consider this band a parody of black metal. I'm talking about the band Immortal. At the Heart of Winter. Kind of hard to see there. Of course, you got the guys on the back there. Dude, this freaking album's a masterpiece, in my opinion. This is where Immortal pretty much changed their style. This is when this is basically when a bot took over the guitars, because Demonez, he couldn't play guitar anymore at the time due to a condition. Now, obviously, he's playing guitar again. But man, you get 6 songs on here, all epic tracks. Now, this album, to me, also would be the first Immortal album to incorporate thrash metal. There's a lot of thrash metal on here. You still got the black metal, too, and something different compared to a lot of black metal albums. To me, and this will definitely piss off the black metal purist, to me, this album sounds more uplifting than a lot of the black metal albums.
Yes.
It's kind of like, how would I describe it? Imagine if Manowar played black metal. That's kind of what you would get here with Immortal. At the Heart of Winter is incredible. It's a brilliant album. It's epic. It's one of the classics amongst black metal. Yeah, just an incredible album. Call this band a joke, whatever. Not dark or necro enough or satanic enough, whatever. I don't give a shit. Immortal still fucking rules. And that's my number 7. So now we're down to number 6.
Mm.
All right, finally a physical copy I own. Now, obviously, those were the 4 I instantly thought of. The Abstract Illusion, Calvin Brood, Neo, and Candle. And I was struggling to think of ones that I had. I looked in my collection, and I immediately one was staring right in front of me. A melodic metal, melodic death metal in some cases. But from 2013, Impermanent Resonance from James LaBrie's solo band.
Woo, okay.
Like I said, melodic death metal feature. It actually features Peter Wickers, formerly of Soilwork, on here, doing some guitar along with, I believe, what's his name, Marco Spogli, and Peter Wildur on drums. Well, in fact, he was one of the drummers auditioning for Dream Theater back then when they were auditioning for a new drummer. But he didn't get the nod, unfortunately. Then you got Mac Miller, who has always worked up until the new one he does, has always worked with James LaBrie on James LaBrie solo stuff. Then you have Ray on the bass. Fantastic melodic death metal. I believe this is only the second album. The other one was Static Impulse from 2010. I absolutely love this. I dare say underrated, perfect album from 2013. It's not like Kaladin Bruise, Echoes of Battle, but definitely for a melodic death metal album, perfect. I even include the bonus track on here, Unraveling and Why. Freaking great. You got some moments that are more traditional melodic death metal, then you got some that are more of the melodic stuff, even some ballady stuff like Say You're Still Mine, Lost in the Fire and Holding On are great ballady tracks on here. Agony and one of the singles from the album, great. Peter Wildur, the drummer, also does screams on here. He does some of the growls and some screams and stuff like that on here.
That sounds interesting.
But
Sweet.
I just think definitely check this out. It's definitely will find if you're like into the, I guess, the more modern melodic death metal like Soilwork, In Flames, it's that kind of style of melodic death metal, not like, say, Dark Tranquility or Bellicor or something like that. The more traditional Soilwork, In Flames type mellow death metal. Definitely check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Cool. Oh boy, he's got that look on his face.
Well, guys, I have some bullshit. You ready?
Oh no.
We are going to 1990 with Black Sabbath drummer Bill Ward with his debut album, Ward 1, Along the Way.
Oh man, that's a rare one.
Beautiful album. If you like progressive stuff, especially if you like Pink Floyd, like space sound effects, it's a really trippy album. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It's a perfect trippy album in my opinion. And
it's definitely a trippy album.
Never gets talked about. Heck, I don't think it's ever even been reviewed.
No, I think Ralph reviewed it. Yeah, Ralph did review it on his on his Eternal Idol channel. He reviewed it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
But I like it. It's very cool. You have Jack's Land, like a kind of little weird little thing with Ozzy and Bill. Then you have Bombers Open Bombays. It's kind of a classic song on that album, in my opinion. Very catchy. Yeah. You even have a song with a lot of like African native drumming from Bill, which is cool. I'm a drummer, so I give that album a 10 out of 10. Go check out Bill Ward, Ward 1 Along the Way.
Yeah, that's an album that... Go ahead.
And if you don't, Metal Mike will bring the shovel.
You heard him, people. No, I never actually listened to the album in its entirety. If I remember correctly...
It's on YouTube. Just look it up.
Yeah.
You can listen to it.
If I remember correctly, I think there's 2 songs on that album that feature Ozzy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Zakk Wylde is featured on one of the songs on guitar.
Yeah, that's right. Zakk Wylde is on that album, too, as a guest appearance. And that album just came out. Like, I don't even remember the album coming out back in... Well, I was pretty young, too, back in 1990. But it came out and was pretty much forgotten about quick.
Yeah. Bill Ward also has a live album from 1997 you guys should check out. Bill Ward and Friends, live at Foundations Forum, 1997, Los Angeles.
But yeah, I think that album was released on Epic Records, too. That Bill Ward solo album from 1990.
He did a couple albums with Epic Records. Ward One Along the Way, and Bill Ward, The Bow Breaks. So
I never heard that either. Huh. That's pretty damn interesting.
That album, Bow Breaks, is 1 hour and 6 minutes. And the Ward 1 is 49 minutes.
Right.
So
that's really interesting. Well, my number 6 basically continues in the year 1990. My second album on here from the year 1990. Well, now this one's a little more known amongst the death metal, fan base or whatnot. But you know what? It's a perfect album to me. It's my favorite album by this band. Obituary Caused by Death. Or, excuse me, Obituary Cause of Death. What can I say? It's a perfect death metal album. I mean, you got James Murphy on lead guitars, who would go on to be in Death, Testament, a few other bands, Cancer, and just an all-around excellent guitar player. And what more could be said? I mean, this is just basically simple, stripped-down death metal. There's nothing fancy about Obituary. The riffs are simple, But damn, the fucking tunes are crushingly heavy. That's what I love about Obituary, is the crushingly heavy sound that they have. You got John Tardy's vocals, which, they're rough, but you can understand what he's saying, I really don't have a lot to say about this freaking album because, anybody that's into death metal knows it. But yeah, coming in at number 6 on this list of perfect underrated albums would be Obituary Cause of Death. Just a great death metal classic, man. And it still sounds kick-ass 31 years later here in 2021. Now we're down to our top 5.
This one was hard for me.
And before I get to mine, I wanted to say hi to Rain C in the chat.
Rain C, what's up,
yes,
dude?
We got Rain C in the chat. What's up, bro?
Okay. If you know me, I have to put an Iron Maiden album on here. So
hey, I don't mind.
To find an underrated, perfect Iron Maiden album that isn't Book of Souls. I could have gone the route of Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, but it does have some problems. And I instantly thought there's really only one, aside from Book of Souls, that is absolutely perfect. From 1980, their freaking self-titled debut, man.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
I can't have a perfect list without having an Iron Man album. And I had to pick the self-titled debut. I mean, come on, what else is there to say about that? I mean, everything from freaking every track on here, Shard the Heart, the title track, Sanctuary,
Yes.
everything on there, Phantom of the Opera, Transylvania, just everything. It may not be the best production. It's not like I said, it's far from a Book of Souls. But, I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a killer freaking album. It is perfect when you think about it. It's Iron Maiden self-titled. I mean, come on. For Christ's sakes. And I have to pull it out.
Oh, yeah, man.
Uncle Pop.
Yeah.
Where is it? Right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
For some reason he got shoot. I don't know why he got shoot. Regardless, I mean, come on. It's the self-titled freaking debut. One of the greatest heavy metal albums of all time, and definitely a perfect album that isn't Book of Souls, in my opinion. Of course. I mean, I had to throw it on there. I had to throw the subtitle. So,
I agree. I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
I do have it.
That first Iron Maiden album, man. That first Iron Maiden album rules. That's my favorite Iron Maiden album.
We are going to 1996. And if you listen to Fools, we have Dio! Angry Machines at number 5.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I think it's the best album Dio's made in the 90s.
It's a great album.
Yeah.
It's definitely heavy and pissed off sounding.
Yes. That's right, Dio fans. Shoot me in the head. I still say it's the best album, in my opinion.
Here comes the pitchforks.
Get him! There's going to be major pitchforks and torches coming my way.
Oh my god, that's fucking controversial as shit, dude.
Told you, my list was not going to be fair. It's going to be pretty controversial and odd.
I'm waiting. We still got Ben before I get to those, and I still got 2 more before they get to them.
You guys in the comments, please make controversial comments on our reviews. We love it.
All right. We got Necrotic Nick in the house.
What is up, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
What's going on, bro?
You might hate
the
last few albums, but still.
I bet Nick did not like my top 5 with Dio Angry Machines being 5.
I know. That's controversial as shit, dude. A lot of people would put that in last place.
I would.
Yeah, I think I have
to be fair,
what I have on here.
I prefer Dio Pissed Off to be preferred as a racer.
Yeah. I mean, Angry Machines has definitely grown on me over the years. Like I said before, when I first heard it way back in '96, I did not like it. It took a long time for that album to grow on me. Now I freaking like it.
Yeah.
It's a heavy album. It's a dark album. And yeah, Ronnie was pissed in that time period.
Yeah, that's my number 5. End of story.
Okay, my number 5. Another album, in my opinion, that has had a massive influence on thrash and death metal. And we're going all the way back to 1986 for this one.
Okay.
God, I love this freaking album. My favorite album by this band. Mm-hmm. Pleasures to Kill by Creator.
That's a good album.
Masterpiece. Now, a lot of people will sit there and debate to this day that Slayer put out the most aggressive album in 1986. Now, I'm going to explain something here. Yes, they did. On a major label. However, it's up for debate what album was actually more aggressive, because there was a couple that could go under the Raining Blood, or there's a couple out there that could
Mhm.
definitely compete for Rain and Blood for 1986. You got Darkness Descends by Dark Angel, and you got Pleasures to Kill by Creator.
Mhm.
Me, I think Pleasures to Kill was actually the most aggressive album that came out in 1986. My opinion. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from Rain and Blood, because that's a very fast, aggressive album. Definitely the fastest, most aggressive album to come out on a major label at that time.
Yeah.
But like to me, on this album, you can definitely hear influences of death metal on here. What would become death metal with the tuned down guitars, the fucking raspy vocals. There's some pretty aggressive drumming on here, you know. All in all, man, it's just a fucking kick ass aggressive album. And it's still my favorite Creator album. I know there's a lot of great Creator albums, but damn, this fucking album rules. What more could be said? It's a thrash metal classic. It definitely has a massive influence on what would become death metal. So now we're up to number 4.
Okay, I'm gonna just knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, so we can get to the controversial ones quicker. And I'm just gonna go over because both of them were released a year apart from each other, and this is basically the 3rd or 4th or something like that. But these are the 7th and 8th ones, and sticking kind of with Iron Maiden. Bruce Dickinson, Accident of Birth, and The Chemical Wedding. Both really. Accident of Birth from 1997, Chemical Wedding from 1998.
Both good albums.
Bringing you back to heavy metal side, obviously reuniting with Adrian Smith. Adrian Smith is on both of these albums. Basically getting back with what's his name? Roy Z and his band. Band of Gypsies or something like that. You bring in Adrian Smith. Boom! You got two fantastic heavy metal albums. One a little bit more heavier than the other. I personally love this one more, but I do love Chemical Wedding. And I did want to get these 2 out of the way. So, freaking love these 2 Bruce Dickinson albums. Heavy is fun. You're getting either traditional heavy metal, or you may be getting some power metal stuff with songs on here. For example, like, say, Taking the Queen in Dark Side of Aquarius. And then, obviously, you get this with songs like, say, King and Crimson, The Tower, and all that stuff. Dark Tower, Stephen King, all that stuff. But yeah, definitely the best 2 Bruce Dickinson solo albums ever, and I dare say are underrated perfect albums.
Okay, so that's kind of like a tie right there.
Yeah, it's kind of because they go back and forth for me.
I was going to say those 2 albums are like brother and sister albums. They're pretty similar musically.
Yeah, I would feel like this is, well, not so much because this one's more in a more of a drop tuning, I believe. Like,
yeah, that one was a little heavier.
Like that. A lot more heavier and darker. And just like, just regular heavy metal side. Really great music.
All right, we're going to read the comment section real quick here. Not too much. I literally just jumped on, so I missed the beginning. Definitely not a fan of Angry Machines, but to each their own on that one. Hey, man. Yeah, I missed the beginning also. Man, it's a tough call. I think Terrible Certainty and Extreme Aggression are sick as well. I agree. Those 2 albums are absolutely killer, man. I love those albums. Like those early Creator albums, man. Fucking awesome stuff. We got Karen in the house. What's up? Good evening. Oh, hello. Mr. Ben, sorry I'm late. Hey, man, you're here now. That's all that matters. All right.
All right,
so
Mike,
I guess,
turn.
Yep. Me and Mike, you are up next.
And
boy,
Justice And Justice for All, bitches.
I'm not going to argue that. I think that's a great album.
That's my number
I
4.
could be more controversial than that. Okay, go for it. Why? I mean, there's no freaking bass.
And I could give 2 shits if there's no freaking bass.
I never cared about. I never gave a shit about that album not having bass. You know,
Fucking Dyer's Eve.
dude, I've heard
Fucking
it.
Blackened.
I've heard it with bass. I think it sounds worse with bass, to be honest.
Fucking the intro, Blackened. Just listen to the guitar work on the first song, Blackened.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's bad.
That's some of James's best riffing, man.
Yeah, Jason helped write that song.
Harvester of fucking Sorrow, another dark song from Metallica. 1. Fucking Lars Ulrich's drumming on 1.
Yeah.
It's a solid 10 out of 10 perfect Metallica album, in my book.
It's a great album.
Yeah, here comes the pitchforks and knives.
Guess what?
You might be okay on that one. I know people that love the Injustice for All and would put it at number 1 too. So you're not in the danger zone yet. Now, if you would have said Saint Anger, I would have been like, "What?"
Nah, Saint Anger fucking sucks.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's that bad.
It's not that bad.
I definitely agree with Nick on this one because Ride the Lightning's my favorite Metallica album.
Puppets for me.
Yeah.
Perfect. You can't change my mind.
But Injustice for All is a killer album too. I mean,
I'm just wondering if Cliff had not died. I wonder what it sounded like with Cliff on bass.
it would have been killer.
Yeah, it would.
It definitely would have had better bass lines because I've heard the mix with bass. Also, Jason's really doing on that album is following what James is doing. Now, if Cliff would have played on that album, he would have added a bunch of like bass interludes and the wah wah solo stuff that he did.
Some groove stuff, some like groove stuff on bass too. Yeah.
It's kind of fucking interesting, man. It would be cool if somebody uploaded the Injustice for All album. Somebody that's very knowledgeable on bass and knows, knows Cliff's techniques and would like kind of play the parts that Cliff probably would have played on Injustice for All. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm saying that right.
And while we're on Injustice for All, to all the haters who fucking say Lars can't play drums, he's playing drums. He's doing some stuff on kick drums. He's kind of going around the kit.
It's probably his best drumming album. But,
all right,
well,
Ben, your turn. And then we get to
chat with the crowd real quick. I'm going to take a restroom break real quick before I move on to my number 4. And I'll be right back.
So who we got in chat?
Boy, y'all are gonna probably hate me. I know y'all are gonna probably hate me for what I'm about to put on here. I know for a fact y'all are gonna probably hate me for these because oh boy, this is gonna be embarrassing. People are gonna be like laughing at me.
So Ryan, how many pitchforks do you think are in chat right now?
Judging by how much they're gonna, I think after I talk about these two, probably all are gonna be like, what? You think these are perfect?
Yeah, Saint Anger's not perfect.
But it's not bad. It's
bad.
It's
not bad. It's bad.
If it's better, if it's worse than Catharsis, then yeah. But if it's not, it's
Catharsis is worse than Lulu. No, I said that backwards. Lulu is worse than Catharsis. There you go.
But Saint Anger is better.
I said it backwards. So Ben, I almost had a pitchfork moment with Ryan. I said catharsis. I said catharsis is worse than Lulu, but I meant to say it the other way around.
He corrected him.
I corrected myself.
All right. Take a look at the comments here before I move on. What's up? All right, Master of Puppets. Great album.
Alrighty.
I'm
getting ready. I don't know if I can contain
I really don't. You guys are probably gonna shoot me in the face. I really don't care for Master of Puppets, to be quite honest.
I agree. Dave Lombardo definitely played circles around Mars. But
yeah. I mean,
so we got Devil Dozer here too. Justice is perhaps my favorite Metallica album.
That's not.
Seen that tour in Anchorage, Alaska in '89. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska in '89. Okay, nice. That's cool. All right. Well, I guess I'm ready to move on to my number 4. As I was kind of digging through here, I pulled this one out because I think it's a perfect album and a perfect debut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this band was mentioned earlier. I'm going with the debut album by Exciter, Heavy Metal
Hell
Maniac.
Yeah.
Just straight up speed metal here. And it's kind of weird because this album came out in 1983 also on Sharpell Records. This came out in January of '83 before Kill 'Em All came out. And I'll tell you what, man, there's a lot of fast shit on here for, 1983. Pre-Kill 'Em All.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this album just explodes like a motherfucker. I mean, Stand Up and Fight. What a speed metal track. Heavy Metal Maniac.
Oh, that's a fucking great track.
Oh my god, yeah. You got freaking Under Attack, Iron Dogs. Black Witch is a fucking killer epic. So this album, now, it's been debatable, too, amongst maybe some in the underground. What actually was the first thrash metal album? Was it Kill 'Em All? Or was it Heavy Metal Maniac? I'm still going to go with Kill 'Em All because Kill 'Em All did have crunchier riffs. Where this right here is more speed metal.
Yeah.
But man, this freaking album is aggressive for that time. So yeah, Heavy Metal Maniac from 1983, the debut by Exciter. This fucking album kicks ass. It still kicks ass 38 years later. That's my number 3.
Hell yeah. I mean, you're number 4.
My number 4, excuse me, yes, my number 4.
Oh, boy. Okay. Y'all ready for this one? From 2004. I don't know. I'm going to be so embarrassed to show it. But I'm going to show it either way. 2004. We Are Not Alone. From Breaking Benjamin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here comes the pitchfork.
Out some that were underrated and were obvious, and these were the ones that immediately spring to mind. More of them. All raw, kind of Creed sounding a little later. They do get a little bit heavier with Ember, where it's more straight up, kind of more heavy, more like a metal approach, which is really great. But this is when they were doing the whole alt rock, more like Creed style or 3 Days Grace.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, the next one will be Breaking Benjamin as well. But I just like this one. I might get embarrassed. I'm all people are going to be like, this guy thinks this band has a perfect album. But, I absolutely love this. If I had to say a band other than Creed that had a perfect alt rock or kind of alt metal album. It's this band, and this is one of them. Songs like So Cold, and Heavy. So Cold is kind of heavy, got some metal in there, solos and stuff like that. But growls, there's some growls in here which you wouldn't expect from Creed, but like with growls, but definitely, yeah. This one it's perfect all rock, kind of metal. But, yeah, and I do have another one after, so y'all go on now. I'm kind of embarrassed by that. But go on ahead.
And everybody's going, get him, get him, get him. Gonna highlight this comment. Oh, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Get him to the ground. Stab him in the neck.
Yeah.
Get him. Get him.
Oh, God, you did a thing there. You're breaking all
He committed
Get him.
metal.
Whip him with the...
That's
Get him.
metal.
Club him with... Stick. Get him. Hit him with a stick.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Guys, ready for my number three? Number three?
Yes. Go ahead.
Suspense. No, that's not a band. Anyway, number three. I'm going fucking Flick of the Switch from 1983 by AC/DC. Great fucking album. Underrated as hell.
I agree, man. That's definitely an underrated album.
My favorite of the Brian Johnson albums. Phil Rudd's drumming on that album's just great. You know. Did not go to a record label. It was a real raw AC/DC album, and I love it.
Hell yeah. That's a great AC/DC album. After the Mutt Lange albums, it's more raw, stripped down. Yep.
Y'all still trying to roast me on this?
Yeah.
It's childhood stuff that I like when I was a kid or a teenager.
Don't.
I've only got.
I think we might have.
Worry, Ryan.
I think we might have to.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Ryan. Wait till Messenger. Wait till Messenger.
Breaking Benjamin. What the fuck, man?
Breaking who? Oh. Never heard of them.
Breaking my migraine.
Breaking my balls, man.
After that shit.
You're breaking my balls, man. They're sad.
All right. My number three. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we just lost this guy not too long ago.
Yeah.
Talking about Eric Wagner from the band Trouble. Unfortunately. But, you know, to me, this is a perfect debut album, too. I'm talking about the 1984 debut by Trouble, Psalms 9. Just great doom metal here. You know? I mean, what can be said? There's some great heavy riffs on here. Eric Wagner's vocals were excellent on here. It's a dark record. It's very doomy. You can definitely hear where a band like Candlemass would come from, you know, when Candlemass came up. You know, with the epic doom metal sound, you know. I mean, what more can be said? The riffs on here, like I said, they're heavy, they're pumbling, you know, they're dark. Just a great, great album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you guys don't know Trouble Psalms 9, which I know if you're a metalhead, you definitely know it.
Oh, I like.
Album.
Yeah.
Yep, it's an excellent doom metal album. Yeah, The Skull's another great album too, the second album. So yeah, that's pretty much my number three right there. That's pretty much all I got to really say about it. It's a classic amongst doom metal. You know,
So Ryan, What is your number 2? Number deuce.
Okay, well, basically it's the last one, so I'm not gonna waste time. The last one I have on here is Phobia for Breaking Benjamin. I'm done, and I'm not wasting y'all's time. Go on now, y'all go on. I'm not gonna waste y'all's time with it. Done.
No.
That was the last one. That was the last one.
Wait.
You smell that?
This
Hey,
one.
Ben.
There,
Hey, Ben.
Huh.
Hey, Ben. Hey, Ben, you smell that in the air? Smells like bullshit.
All right. All right. Let's see his number 2.
Volume 4 by Black Sabbath.
Wait. Ryan's number 2.
Oh. Whoop. We're not going to count that.
Because I
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I showed Bruce Dickinson the 2 Bruce Dickinsons together. That was my last one.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay. So, I guess it's my number 2.
Yep.
So that one didn't count. I'm gonna go... Oh, I got a song in my head. I'm thinking of. Fuck it, I'm gonna go Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath. That's my number 2.
Great album. Excellent album. Anything else to say about it?
Other than, fuck, kind of rejuvenated Ronnie Dio's career, if you think about it.
That's very true.
Yeah, and helped get Sabbath back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true because That's true because Sabbath was starting to pretty much fade away before 1980.
You know, it's funny. Originally, my number 2 was going to be Born Again, but right when I was thinking, I had 2 songs playing in my head. I had the songs in my head that were playing was Lonely is the Word, and then Zero the Hero playing in my head, and I was thinking, I just love Heaven and Hell just a little bit more.
Excellent album, man.
Yeah, Heaven and Hell. Go fucking check it out, guys. If you're not, you're losers.
I don't have to worry. I've listened to it. I've already.
If you don't check out Heaven and Hell, you must be a jacktard.
If you haven't listened to Heaven and Hell, you're a real asshat.
Don't worry, I have listened to it.
That's a classic album.
And it's a great album.
Oh, it's a fucking epic classic. All right. I guess it's my number 2, huh?
Mm-hmm.
As I was digging in through my collection, pulling out albums to me that are perfect 10 out of 10s. This one came out way back in 2009. I bought it when it first came out. I actually bought another copy of it with the DVD.
Yes.
And this would have been this band's first album at the time in 18 years. And this band does not have a lot of albums out. They just put out an album in 2020 too. That's really good too. Last year.
Let me guess, Mr. Funk.
I'm talking about Heathen.
Oh, Heathen.
Evolution of Chaos.
Heathen.
Holy shit, is this fucking album good. There's rips out the ass on here, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you what, man, this is the fucking direction Metallica could have gone in after Injustice for All. It's that damn good. Probably better, actually. Everything on here is great. I mean, the fucking rips on here are excellent. What can be said? I mean, you got huge rips. You got great melodic solos. Just excellent musicianship all around on here. So, yeah, I mean, definitely check out the Evolution of Chaos by Heathen. Check out their album that came out in 2020, or last year in 2020, Empire of the Blind. Another excellent album, a little more slowed down, compared to Evolution of Chaos. This one's still quite thrashy. Now, there is melodic stuff on here, too. There's actually a ballad on here, too. I'm trying to think which track's the ballad on here. Red Tears of Ignorance. I think that's the one that's just straight up ballady. But yeah, man. Yeah, Craig and Lum, that's the name I was thinking of. An excellent guitar player. Now, Craig and Lum also plays in another band. They're more on the progressive metal side of things. They're a little thrashy, but a little more progressive. They're called Prototype. Check out that band, too. Really good band. And, of course, you got Lee, or I can never pronounce his last name, Lee Atlas, whatever, on lead guitars. He's currently in Exodus, too. Yeah, excellent album from 2009. It's definitely a perfect 10 out of 10. One of the best modern thrash metal albums to come out, in my opinion. Yeah, Lee Altus. My bad, Lee Altus. That's it. And we're down to our number one for underrated.
I already mentioned my last one, so it's just you and Mike.
Oh,
This is a 2-for-1.
2-for-1. Okay.
Ball Breaker by AC/DC.
And
That's pretty controversial.
Power Up, the new one.
Talk about a fucking comeback album when the whole world was fucking pissed off and sad and everyone dying. Talk about something.
Comeback.
Talk about an album that could bring a smile to someone's face through a rough time.
That's true. You got a point.
I don't think there was any more perfect album in 2020 than Power Up.
That's the right album to come out last year. I agree. Nobody expected it either, like we said before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fucking great comeback album.
Yep. Sounds like classic AC/DC.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
All right. Anything else to say there, Mean Mike?
None other than you guys are lucky that I didn't bring a shovel.
What to Barry Ryan for saying Breaking Benjamin in this list?
Oh! Ryan's already getting a visit from some. Ryan's already going to a graveyard. He's gonna get buried by a certain Mean Mark Calloway.
No.
Ryan's gonna rest in peace.
There's my
All right. My number one.
Oh, I'm bad. So, Ryan, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to get Tombstone, Chokeslammed, or Snake-Eyed?
I'm not commenting on that.
It's gotta be one of them.
No comment on that.
No worry. Okay. All right, my number one. Okay. Yeah, this definitely has to be number one, at least for this episode. It's a freaking classic, in my opinion. Very underrated. Iced Earth, Night of the Storm Rider by Iced Earth. This freaking album is epic. The riffs on here are crushingly heavy. Now, this is one of them albums, too, that's like a combination of power metal and thrash metal.
Mm-hmm.
Just excellent riffs on here. John Schaefer played some excellent riffs on here. This album had John Greeley on vocals, the only album he did with Iced Earth, and I think he does a phenomenal job on this freaking album.
Yeah.
Now, this album, to me, it's kind of weird, to me at least. Night of the Storm Rider kind of has that same atmosphere to me that Ride the Lightning by Metallica has. There's something dark about it, Yeah, there's something dark about it. It's like being trapped in a fucking thunderstorm out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what else to really say, man. It's just got a fucking badass dark atmosphere to it. It's an epic album. Not a bad track on this album. It's literally perfect. Production's raw, yes, but, you know. Burnt Offerings is an absolutely killer album, too. I almost actually picked Burnt Offerings. That would have been the first Iced Earth album I ever bought way back in 1999. And man, I used to listen to that album religiously when I first bought it. And like right after that, I went and bought the other Iced Earth albums. But yeah, that's my number one for this episode.
Hell yeah.
When it comes to top 10 underrated, perfect albums, in our opinions. Now, as you all seen, our lists were way different.
Yes.
Many different styles. Some controversy, indeed.
Some just weird stuff for me, which I love. Yeah.
So, all right, guys, this is the episode for tonight.
Yeah.
We will definitely be back for more. More than likely, I'll probably go live tomorrow night.
Oh, I'll join you.
Sounds cool.
Baby.
Yep. All right, that's it for tonight.
Remember, in the mean metal Mike world, you behave, you don't get the shovel. Peace, guys.
All right, I'm out.
See y'all later.
Peace. Keep it metal.